Hey guys, welcome back to Bear With Me While I Bear All podcast. We are your hosts, Monica Faye,
Tiffany Simone,
and Keita LaQuay.
So, first, before we dive into Because I Got High, we're gonna do some topics really quick. I'm gonna, you're Meg all the way. I'm gonna let you start this one because what the fuck?
I'm a Megan stan, and I am so totally disappointed in the entire situation with her and Tori. I'm disappointed because I had really started to like him as a person and as an artist. And with the quarantine radio, it's been fun to watch while we've been at home. And I saw their friendship kind of grow, and then to come out and realize that he really shot her for what she said is no reason, which has to be no reason to me, because I don't think at any time is it okay or any type of thing, anything. Even I don't feel like it's if a female or a woman is not physically endangering you as a man, there's no reason for you to put your hands on her. Definitely not fucking shoot somebody at their feet.
Keep the energy y'all kept with Chris, because shooting someone.
And it's been the worst thing to see people say, well, it's her fault. Whose fault is it that you get shot, regardless of how strong you are, aggressive you are, what type of personality you have.
Even if you're a stallion.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if a motherfucker is 5'3" and you 6'7". There's no reason why you should ever
resort to that.
To that type of violence, regardless of the fact. And from what she said, she had got out the car and was walking away, and you reached out the window and shot her.
But the worst part is too, it's I hate that it happened, but I'm glad it was just her foot. Because what if that bullet ricocheted and hit her in actual organ or something, or someone else? You know what I mean? That situation could have been, it's already 10 times worse, but it could have been 20 times worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's you're lucky that's all that happened. Not her, him.
Yes.
Because it's wild. And then the whole protecting him thing, I get it because of the climate of the world right now. But it's just as black women, I feel y'all are not required to do that. For anyone.
And
y'all shouldn't be.
It was listening to her say how terrified she was. The cops getting called. We're in this day and age to where it's
with a gun.
Everybody's, black people are getting killed, black people are getting shot. And she said, I didn't want to tell them the entire story of what happened because A, I'm in fear of my life. B, I'm in fear for, their lives. And to not even say anything or say what happened after a motherfucker just deliberately shot you,
and then use that because her testimony, I think she didn't say that, so that's how it got spun into the media like that. So the fact that she was covering you and you use that against her, I don't blame her for going on live and doing that.
And what the to be honest, the sad part for me is I feel like she shouldn't have even had to do it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because it shouldn't have been no reason why people are sitting back saying anything. You didn't get shot. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Okay, because a person, getting shot is getting shot. I don't give a fuck if it grazed your ass.
Even if it didn't touch your ass. Getting shot at.
Yeah.
It's still
getting shot,
period.
It's still a level of unacceptable.
And it's now she's getting called a snitch and everything else. But it's I feel all these people are being assholes ultimately. If she would have died, it would have been completely different.
It would have been.
People wouldn't have shit to say. Oh, Meg.
Yeah. Fuck him and da da da. That's why I'm saying it's so bad to be black and to have an upfront, boss ass attitude, which is why I feel a lot of women choose to do something else and act a certain type of way that may not be their particular personality because you get looked at as an aggressor in any situation that you're in, as being a black woman. You get looked at like that, and that's not really, you don't get covered because you're not mild-mannered or even if soft-spoken.
Black women, y'all are strong.
Yeah.
But you should not always 365 days out of the year, you should not be required to be strong. We are all allowed to break down and be human, and I completely agree that black women are always kind of tailored to, they're strong, they can handle it.
The expectation should not be, y'all got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all can handle it. The
no one should have to handle it. No one
person.
No,
Yep.
No one person at all. Like everyone needs to be backed by someone or covered by someone, no matter your race, your gender, any of that. Like, we're human at the end of the day. Humans, we can only take on so much, whether we're showing it or we're not showing it. So it's wild. It's sad. I think that's traumatic. Like, people are saying it was just her foot. Like, how did not hit about this? She shouldn't have to defend it. She is the victim.
But the problem that I have with it is, let's consider if it was a white woman, how the media would spin it then.
Mm-hmm.
But because that notion of black woman, strong boss black woman, it's a, well, why is this the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, why are you making this? Or why? No. Like, because if it was a white woman, regardless of personality, oh, shit would be all up and up. Like
if it was Kylie.
Yes, and that's why I'm not understanding.
You know, it would have been, oh my God, you know, Tory Lanez did this, fuck him, you know, exiled off the planet Earth and stoned to death. But because, you know what I'm saying, it's Meg and she's out still trying to live her life.
Because they're like, she's partying.
Yeah. I mean, she just had a song that's I'm assumed to be platinum in a couple weeks here, really a couple days, you know, and she can't go out and celebrate with her friends because she got shot. I'm supposed that's the thing. Like, people want something really, really bad to happen to you, and then they expect you to sit and sulk somewhere,
sit in a
and
fucking
be
corner.
sad and to be hurt and to be a victim. So it's like when you play the victim like you are, it's you know, you soft, you being a victim, you doing this, you doing that. When you go out and you continue to try to live your life, is nothing must have happened to you then. What the fuck? Like, it's a lose-lose. What do you want?
And did you see too on Twitter, somebody said, it was like, what was it? It was like, people are saying we don't know the whole story. Y'all know who y'all sound like right now?
Yeah.
With like the Black Lives Matter and the black men being gunned down by police. Like, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter the story. Who was shot?
Yep.
I don't care if she's got a sharp ass tongue. I don't care if with his Littleman syndrome, is that what it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if that's what he got and he feeling away because she had a sharp tongue. I don't care. And I'm not saying that men have to take what women say, because when we have sharp tongues, it's not okay too. But it's no reason to shoot a woman. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? It's the same. Even if it was reversed, if Meg shot Tory, same thing. Like, we should have the same energy for her. But the fact of the matter is, she got shot. She had to go on Instagram and show y'all where she got shot. She should not. She's a victim. She shouldn't have to prove herself to anyone. Nope. At this point, it's in his court, and he has to prove that he didn't do it.
Yep. Which he has yet to do because he did it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's frustrating. It really is.
It is.
And I can't, and honestly, and that's why, like, I'm so glad I have no desire and don't foresee myself ever being a celebrity.
I know that's right.
Because I could not, like, deal with
the public eye and the scrutiny, it's too much.
It is.
It's sad to me that when people kill themselves, commit suicide, you know, or attempt, then everybody they're so shocked.
Right.
And it was those same people and the things that come out of your mouth and the things that you wrote online aided to that.
Right. So let's not act like you weren't a part of that.
You know, you're a part of anything. You know what I'm saying? When I see the people comment back and having their opinions and stuff, and I read them, sometimes the shit's funny, sometimes the shit's hilarious, but another time I barely comment. You know what I'm saying? Ever on some shit I see, because first of all, what the fuck does my opinion matter to somebody? Like, cause my other people's opinions of me don't matter to me.
Well, even the thing, like, when Meg's mom passed away, and people were disgusting, saying she sacrificed her mom to get famous, like,
absolutely.
This sounds like, I feel y'all conspiracy theories. There's some I really believe, but I just can't imagine, like, when I lost my dad, and somebody wrote on my page,
like, you reading that.
Well, now you're out of debt, so you must have sacrificed your dad while you're grieving. Like, do y'all know how absurd
people are
that
insane.
is?
People are literally
because people
insane.
Think like, okay, you get famous and all of a sudden your emotions and everything
you're not
off.
human.
Like, you're not human. Like, shit y'all motherfuckers say, like, to your point, to me, I'm one of those people, I can give a fuck less what the next person has to say, but at the same time, y'all have to understand, like, celebrities are still human too.
Right.
And some shit is just too much.
Well, and just think about, and that's the difference. It's like, I feel like we can easily say too, like, we don't give a fuck what anyone has to say, like, da-da-da-da, but I also don't have this many eyes on me. And this many opinions repeating constantly. I don't care, even the hardest person.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to break through at some point.
Yeah.
No, and it really just depends if it's a triggering thing. Like, when she lost her mom, that would have triggered me if somebody said that about my dad.
Oh, most definitely.
But if they're like, I don't like Monica's haircut, well, fuck you. It's not your fucking hair. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's things, but I think there are certain things that still trigger, and having that many people coming at you.
I mean,
I feel for her.
Definitely be rough.
I agree. But it's like, you know, them same people that are in Tamar's comments uplifting her on what you think drove her today. You know, the Mac Millers of the world, the people who do really hard drugs to try to escape from certain type of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that might have been an overdose and not an intentional suicide, but he was using that outlet, you know what I'm saying, to relieve certain things. So, you know, you look at those things and, you know, if Megan, something, God forbid, something had happened to her tomorrow because she just took all of this and couldn't deal with it no more, what would be left for you to say for the people who had so much to say about the situation?
Yeah. Well, Meg, definitely our prayers.
We love you.
Thinking of you, uplifting you. We're on your side. We love you.
Yeah.
Tiffany just acts like she's the only stan in here.
Period.
No.
She said, I love you.
I know, I was like,
I said we, and I said I. The most. No,
you slick like.
I love Megan.
No, you love.
Yeah, your love.
Her and Nikki a little like. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about it another day. But so on to a lighter subject, really quick. We ain't gonna stay on it long, so we can jump into Because I Got High. But Brandy versus Monica, who y'all got winning? We ain't gonna go in detail. Monica. All right, so we're thinking sweep. She's sweeping her, right?
I ain't gonna say sweep, but I'm gonna say majority.
I think it really just depends what you look for. But we ain't gonna jump into that yet. Let us. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we gotta tune in. We gotta tune in. I don't know.
Because she can really, Brandy could get in her bag and like read. Because you know there's certain songs you forget about.
Yeah.
And then you hear me like, oh damn, damn.
And that's always saying we talking about going hit for hit. So.
Because that's what Versus is based on, right?
Yeah. Not really if you could sing, who could blow, who could do this.
Monica got them hits.
I hope but this is
She's
the thing.
always had them hits.
I hope they end with The Boy Is Mine.
You know that's
well. That's
I feel like they should end with it though.
Yeah.
To give like good energy,
good
vibes. But then again, they're fighting over a boy, so I don't really know if that's good vibes.
I hope Monica take it all the way back to Just One of Them Days.
Oh,
that was my favorite.
Yes. Okay. So Monica, we got winning. I won't say sweeping, but let us know if y'all think we should do a live for the versus battle, Brandy and Monica. We're open to it.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Because I Got High.
Nah, Because I Got High.
Yeah. So we're not really like regular marijuana users, right? I don't think. No. Marquita,
I think I was I wouldn't say a peer pressured, or I wasn't an occasional. I think I was just sometimes
bored.
At random during college.
Really?
But
I never knew that.
But someone had to be doing it too.
Yeah,
I just wasn't. So you don't know how to roll up.
I don't know none of that.
Okay.
And I don't know the differences between anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay, which one is better? Bong, bowl, that.
And you don't know like
rolling,
paper,
that.
No,
I don't know none of that.
Me either.
So my education level, no.
So you're not just smoking whatever people.
No. But you know what? I do got some funny stories of being in college and faking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was smoking.
But real smokers know when you're faking.
These real smokers did not know. And I don't know if it was because they was already high.
Probably. That's right.
But everybody was like, Marquita, come on, you go. Okay. And I was like, I don't even know how to smoke. So I don't know. I've never tried cigarettes. Like, I'm just want to, So I was like, okay, I'm going to just breathe it in my mouth and hold it there. And then pretend like I'm taking a bigger breath.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just let it out of my mouth. And that's what I did. So I never really experienced true highness until like
true
2015 maybe.
Yeah.
It was probably the first time.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn there with you.
Yeah, experienced for the first time. But I faked it all the way through college.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Yeah. I got some stories. Every time I smoked and attempted and tried, it reminded me why I didn't. So I'm gonna compare this to like gyros. I know this sounds weird. So gyros, I have this thing like where I'll eat them. It will tear my stomach up. I won't eat them for 2 years, but then 2 years I forget why I stopped eating them, so I eat them again, and I'll learn the lesson again. Don't eat for another 2 years because they tear my stomach up. Same thing with weed. So, which funny story should I tell y'all? My first experience was in high school. I smoked with 2 friends, and literally me and my friend, we drove from Smyrna to Murfreesboro to Wingstop, and I felt like I was in a video game.
Oh, Lord.
Huh?
They didn't have no Wingstop.
Not at the time. Girl, no, that stuff just got here.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
I
took
literally
it.
thought I was in a video game, like the car, and at one point the car wasn't moving, but I thought the street was moving. It was some wild shit. I be thinking like there's other shit when I try, but yeah, that happened, and then we went to the register at Wingstop, and the girl told me my total, and I just stared at her, and I forgot how to like count money, like it was
Oh, God.
wild. So that was my high school experience, yeah, and then, well, do y'all have any stories before I just go into mine? Because mine are always some fucked up experiences.
She said mine are always.
It never fails. I think I'm a control freak. I think that's why I just can't.
And
Yeah.
yeah, because you pretty much lose all of that.
That, and I can't
low
handle-
self-awareness is kind of like,
Out the door.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like there.
It
Mhm.
always made, you know how some people, they say, like, it's supposed to, like, if you got a headache, if you got something hurting, smoke.
That don't work for me.
It
Yeah.
actually gave me headaches.
Headaches.
Really?
Like, I did not like the headspace that I would be in, and then I guess my anxiety levels would increase, and so I would automatically get a really bad migraine. And I would have to go to sleep.
Dang.
So,
I don't think I ever had like anything after. Tiffany, what about you?
happened.
I mean, but yeah, it's just like, I guess the first time I ever smoked, I was in college, I think. It was like my 19th birthday, I think. It was like trash. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get high at all. So,
You're like,
because I was always one of those people, like, I didn't find the reason why people would smoke.
Mhm.
So I
That's
was
how it was.
always
Me too.
a negative. It was a negative thing for me. I didn't really like to be around people who smoked. I didn't really, because it was just something that I'm like, well, why do you feel like you have to do that? Like, it just,
Right.
It's like an escape.
To this,
Yeah.
to this day, I have that question.
Yeah, I
like,
just,
like,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know. I'm not gonna. I guess I can say I didn't understand it, and I was just young too, and it was a trend. So I thought, you know, y'all are insane, really.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
what's
Like,
the-
at the end of the day, because my whole thing was like, it's a drug, regardless of whatever it is.
Okay, even if
and-
it's a natural.
yeah, and then I always looked at it too, like, you know, for a lot of people, some no, but it's a gateway.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Once you stop getting high on weed, what you finna go to coke or heroin
What's next?
or meth?
Yeah.
So to me, I just for a long time I didn't.
That's how you.
That's
kinda
how
put
I
it in the
grouped
same
it
pile.
together.
Same.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was the dare meetings. I just
Not the dare
it was just one of them things where I was just like, no.
Yeah.
So coming into when I got older, grown, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things too that kept me from smoking was my jobs. Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I took things like that seriously at the time. So doing that when you gotta hop in job to job, you're not really in a career path and drug test, and I wasn't
Constantly,
gonna
yeah.
risk
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
for my money.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people risk majority of the time in this day, you're risking your job.
Right.
Because you have a
You
drug
have to
test
take a drug
everywhere.
test. Yeah. And
Right.
like randoms and
Yeah.
everything. And I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not
risking it
risking
just
that,
for the,
which is why
yeah.
I'm not like an avid
And-
smoker.
And there's people too who it's crazy because, so they've said like of course weed you cannot be addicted the same, but there's still people who just maybe weed's not, but you can still have an addictive personality. Because I
Right.
know like there's people who like really cannot stop just to get a job. Like if you
Literally.
can start for a few weeks or a month to
Yeah.
get this job,
Literally.
shit. So then you can buy more weed.
Right.
But it's like so I don't think it's addicting, but I think there are people with personalities who cannot. Yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily it, but it's the people.
like an alcoholic.
Yeah,
I
right.
know, like, I know people who have, like, they will literally, like, feel on edge.
Yep.
And so, like, they say,
Irritable,
like, no,
yeah.
it's not addiction. But I see different because, like, if I see that you get on edge or you may not be having the greatest day or whatever, or like you in your Instagram stories talking about you need this, you need that, then that makes me feel like you do have a need for that. And that's it. For me, that's an addiction if your day is not good without that.
Yeah. I actually had a friend, we're not friends anymore. He, same thing on Instagram, like some things were said and da-da-da. And I was like, well, I mean, as your friend, like, I think you do kind of have a problem. And like, the fact that he was so triggered and so offended by it, that's how I know it's an issue. Because if I didn't hit a nerve with him, then we would still be friends.
Right.
But it's like, that's how I know. But I was like, you know what, at least I spoke my piece. I tried to be a real friend and tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't accept it, then I'm sorry. But I'm also not going to be a part of it because...
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to... Because the path just wasn't the greatest at the time. But yeah, anyways. So...
Girl. Y'all want to hear my last time
what
I smoked?
Yeah. Let's hear it. I'm scared.
It's just fucking terrible. So the last time I smoked, like, which is, and I have not since then because I said, oh, it's gonna be some years because this is just terrible. So
I'm trying to see if your stories are worse than mine. Let's hear it.
I smoked some weed with my cousin. Like we were going somewhere, and I had been drinking like a La Marita. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a good Sunday vibe. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, let me, you know, smoke a little weed, you know, I'm just, you know, get a little feel good, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And my sister had cooked some steaks, like, you know, we finna go to my cousin's house to play cards. Like it was just one of them cool ass days.
Yeah,
so we're in a car smoking, and I'm going to go pick up my mom, and I'm like, okay. So we pull up to get her, and I'm like, oh no, this is like really, really bad for me to do, right? Because now I'm like, I'm not drunk, but it's kind of boosted the La Marita that I had earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And so I get out the car, and my mom like, you motherfuckers is high, ain't it? And I'm like, yeah. She was. I was like, I need you to drive.
Yeah.
She was like, I need you to drive because I'm not gonna make it to where we're about to go. Like I'm not. And she's like, okay, that's fine, or whatever. So I'm in the back seat, and my mouth is so fucking dry.
That's
like,
the worst. I hate that.
It's just so dry. So I'm like, bitch, I'm like rumbling in my purse, like, let me eat Annihilator. Which is probably the worst decision that I ever made because I'm literally in the back seat and like my head is fucking spinning. Like I feel
it's like that feeling after a long night you lay in bed.
Yes,
And like the
and
alcohol,
I feel like I literally like feel like I'm sinking in the backseat of my own car.
I got a story on that. Yes. Your body felt heavy. It like felt like
I feel like I'm legit ass sinking. Like
this bitch like
I swear, like, what's the damn movie with the
Get out.
Yes,
That's
I'm literally thinking, and the now later is so disgusting because it's like sour and sweet, and my mouth is just dry as fuck, and I instantly like I'm in a car like I'm trying to like hold it. I'm like, oh my god, like because I'm in my head is spinning so much, I'm getting nauseous.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like,
I did not miss
I'm
those
getting
nights.
like legit ass nauseous, and I'm like, now this is the first time this has ever happened to me.
It's that
With
alcohol,
smoking.
With smoking.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like going on. Like, did I get that high? Or like what's wrong? And so we pull up to the gas station, and my mom gets out, and I instantly get out the car. I walk down the street from the gas station, bitch. Okay, and I literally throw my entire guts up, like, down the street from the gas station. Like, I just took off walking, like, literally, and just threw up, like...
On the side of the street?
Yes, like...
Oh my god.
And y'all, not to be nasty, but it was like one of them, like, projectile vomiting.
She talking about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It was like...
You had to drop it down like...
And what was so fucking
Let
funny?
the Lord be with her.
What was so funny, y'all? The whole time I'm talking to myself. The whole time I'm doing it like, bitch, you look stupid. That's all I'm talking to myself.
Oh my god.
The entire time, I'm like, bitch, you look dumb. Like, why did you do this to yourself? Like, in my head, like, I'm just talking
That's the
to
worst
myself.
when it's too late.
Dang.
And by the time I like walked back to the car.
Mhm.
Like my mom didn't even say, like we didn't even say nothing to each other. She just handed me a ginger ale and was like, with your stupid ass, get in the car.
There we
And
go,
it was
mama.
just like,
With your stupid
she
ass.
just instantly knew, like,
I love your mom.
and
She's
when
so
she was
funny.
like, which dumb ass, and just handed it to me, and I just laid back in the car like, then I'm gonna have to go around my family and act like I'm fine when I'm high as shit, and I'm like, just got done puking on the side of the road,
Yeah.
and it was just like,
Projectile vomiting. I need you to say that. Projectile
it was
vomiting.
like bad. It was like one of
The
them.
cover of this episode may be The Exorcist. Like,
It was like, and I told myself, once I came out my high and I ate like 3 bags of Doritos, like on my way back home from like my cousin's house, I told myself I would never probably do this shit again because
at least mix the two.
I would like, and yes, that's
Yeah.
like even hookah. Like I found myself as I've gotten older, I cannot smoke and drink.
You remember when we went out?
But I was cool.
Okay, first off, Tiffany just can't drink. Let's just start there. She cannot drink, but we'll save that for another episode.
No, I like I can hold my liquor.
You're the only person I know who could like be in the middle of the club, go throw up, and come back and be fine. Me, I would be like, let's go home.
That did happen.
I know.
She literally was
And
like,
you said you was like, I think it was the hookah. I think it was.
yeah, but she did this to me. She was like, sitting next to me. She's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and throw up. Guys, I got y'all.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then Monica was like, bitch. She just threw it, cause I was like, are you okay, Tiffany? Are you okay?
And I'm just
And
thinking,
then she
don't
was
breathe
like-
on me, please.
She was like,
Lord.
I'm good. And then you left and came back and you was great. And I was like, oh, you good? You was like, yeah, I'm good.
She's like,
I felt so much better.
they
Like
met her somebody that
it was like I literally like I can't smoke and drink.
Yeah.
Like even hookah, like I can't.
That happened to me with
I
hookah
think it's
before.
the I don't know if it's the if it's, I'm sucking in too much air.
Something.
If it's like the smoke.
I don't think I like hookah, period. I don't like the way hookah. Maybe I'm just not a smoker of anything.
That's what I've learned. I'm just not a smoker. I think it's just even the
Hookah
inhaling
makes my
of any of
chest
it
hurt.
just
It's
stresses me out.
certain hookahs
Yeah.
I like certain places we go. it's
You know what?
certain
Though?
hookahs.
Don't feel bad because my first experience with hookah, I was on a first date and we went downtown when it was Scene on Second.
Oh yeah.
And I tried hookah. Literally, y'all, I ended up throwing up in the hot dog stand man's trash can right outside the club.
Bitch, I think that's worse than mine.
Oh.
The dude asked the dude I was on the date with, he was like, "Are you pregnant?" But not by like, 'cause
Wait a
it was our
minute.
first date, so he was thinking like, and I'm like,
First of all,
No.
motherfucker, why would I be on a date with you if I
If
was
I'm pregnant.
hey, there's some wild chicks out here, so we can't just.
But
it
why was that
yeah.
the question that he asked?
He was trying to be funny and make it less awkward
It was the
for me.
hookah?
Yeah, it was the hookah and alcohol.
Yeah, I
So that
just-
was my experience with hookah. And that's when I was like, that's why I'm always, when we go out, I'm like, no,
I'm
I'm good.
good. If I'm
That
gonna
was
do
dumb.
one or the other. Like I'll smoke the hookah.
I'd rather just drink.
But if
That's
I drink,
personal,
it's
yeah.
gonna be like a drink or maybe a drink, like a small something. But like if
That's
I have
the thing.
mimosa or something, but it's not gonna be like
Yeah.
how we was drinking that night, where you know I had like margaritas, we had
Yeah.
shots, and
Yeah.
it won't be. I
If I'm
think we
doing that,
pregame.
we not doing.
Yeah,
I'm not doing hookah.
no.
And speaking of the sunken,
Girl, it was
so
She said-
my current boo, Xavius, you know, at the time we were hanging out, and we were still like fresh back on, and like we were all on their patio, and it was like me, like the only girl, and like 4 or 5 other guys. Well, I didn't take into consideration that like these dudes like smoke on
Right.
regular. And so, like, I'm trying to be cool and keep up with the rotation.
Oh, that's your first mistake.
That's what I was about to say.
If you
should've-
was chill with the smokers,
Yeah.
you need to let them have that.
That.
You
But
get
see, at
one
the time, I
rotation,
didn't-
two
and you get out.
rotations,
But that's
and
the
then you
thing.
out.
But that's the thing. At the time, I didn't know them well enough. Like, I knew they smoked, but I didn't know like how much they smoked.
So
and, like,
she in the
strands
eighth
and
rotation.
I didn't realize there was levels
Dead.
to this. So I'm standing next to him, and I'm like, I'm just
Dead.
standing there like talking, and then like people are talking, and I feel myself going like, and I'm like. So then that round I passed. I was like, I'm good. Then I feel myself zoning out, and I'm like, what did you just say? Like, hold up. And I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna fall? Like, you know how your thoughts just like,
They going, yeah.
'cause I'm a control freak, so my thoughts are like,
Not, oh my god, am I
oh,
gonna
it
fall?
gets worse. I'm like, my body's moving. What's happening? So I look at him and I said, literally, and like, so he's 6'1", I think, 6'1", something like that, whatever, and I'm 5'2". So I was like a little girl, and so he's standing up next to me, and I'm like, mind you, he's taller than me. I'm like, too high. That's all I could get out.
Too
Too
high.
high. So he's like, oh, and like he's like, okay, y'all, I gotta like, whatever. He's trying to get me in the door, but my body, I can't stand up, so I just start.
Oh my
Just start
god.
falling, and he's like, dude, stand up. I'm like, I can't. I can't.
Not her body
So
went
he had to just take me to the bedroom. I had to sleep it off. But the whole time, like, you know how like you're falling asleep,
But
you're
you're
still too
not.
high.
Yes.
My body's like. At least I think it is. I don't know if I really look like that, but I was like. And then like you're thinking like, oh my god, this is so stupid. This is so embarrassing.
Yes.
Oh my god, what am I gonna eat tomorrow? What's in
I
space?
swear.
Like
I
you just
swear.
like, and I'm like,
Yes.
and then I'm laying there like a plank. Never again. Never
and you
again.
can't move.
Right.
Oh my god.
That was.
And I don't know for
So
you, is it like
embarrassing.
mine's is like when my thoughts are bouncing like that,
Mhm.
mine it's like an echoey thing. So I repeat
Yeah.
it 12 times.
Yeah.
It'd be like self.
But then, but it's like, but that's how it is. It's like so. Next, and you got to shoot dog. Like, and like, and look, when I get high too, I be thinking like, not when I get high, like I do it all the time. But when I get high, after I was
Shoot
dog, like after like I'm like good again, I'll be like, or even while I'm like in the high, like I'll be like, oh, I need to remember to tell Xavier that was a great thought. I wonder if he ever thinks about this. And then like I'll think of something else, and then I'm like, wait, what was I just thinking about? I need to tell
That
him.
is
but I
exactly
forgot.
why
Like,
they have
I'm
all
like,
those high
Yeah.
thought memes and
I
stuff.
swear it was.
Cause your
But
thoughts
for
be like,
real, I'm like.
Literally.
One time, we went to Memphis. Gosh, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. And we're driving. You know, Memphis is really pretty, like with
Yeah.
all the hills and stuff.
yeah.
He was like, "You did not stop looking at. Were looking at those hills like you ain't ever seen hills before." And I was like, I don't even remember my thoughts. Like, what was I thinking? You know? But that was another time. Do you got any stories? Cause
That is, I'm
got.
laughing at y'all stories.
Girl.
Cause you gotta remember, I got stories for every 2 years to remind me why I do not smoke.
That is hilarious.
Have y'all
I've never had my thoughts raced like that.
Girl.
Girl.
They be.
Well, after the fact,
you
they
gotta
told me
think,
you're
like-
supposed to smoke sitting down with certain strands, and I guess because I was standing, that's why I felt like I couldn't. Like my body was like, because I should have did it sitting down.
You know what? That makes sense because all the smokers I know
Sit.
sit
Yeah.
when they're smoking.
Yeah.
But I
Except you're
definitely,
pros.
yeah, I'm not. If I'm in a rotation, I'll do two rounds and then I hop on out.
See, I can't even do like 1 or 2. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
hop
Now if I
Okay,
do
so-
like, if I do, I'll hit it maybe once or twice and then I'm done.
yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever did edibles?
No, and I will never.
No, but
I've
you know
heard horrible
what?
experience.
Oh, I got a story for you.
You know what? I
What
know. Okay, so it's no secret. Ricardo, he's a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried an edible for the first time, and
It's different.
when I tell you, I was looking at him and I was like, cause he looked like he was a million years tired. Like his eyes were just like, and he was like,
It's a different.
and I
y'all.
was like, baby, are you tired? And he was like, nah. And I was like,
It's different,
because
y'all.
he had not disappeared.
Yeah.
Like he hadn't gone anywhere to smoke. And so I was like, he's been around me all day. Like what is wrong with him? And I was like, are you sure you're not tired? And he was like, no, I'm good. And I was like,
But you're talking in that voice,
I was
so
like,
you're so.
what is wrong with your face? Like I was like, what is wrong with your face?
Not his
And he
face.
just started cracking up and he was like, that was a damn good cookie. And I was like, did you have an edible?
So wait, did he have like a whole cookie?
He ate the whole cookie.
Oh,
Look, I got a brownie story for
And
y'all.
he was like, I don't think I was supposed to eat the whole
You're
thing.
not, and I learned that the hard way. Y'all, edibles are because it gets in your bloodstream, so it takes
Faster,
long.
right?
Yeah, so it takes longer to hit
Longer,
you, but it
gotcha.
stays in you longer. So
Yes, that's it. Cause he would
Ugh.
have had to have eaten that cookie like an hour before.
it takes a while to hit you. Yeah. So edible story. When I tell y'all, please do not ever do edibles ever. And I thought it was so bad the first time because I don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
That was before I educated and like found out that like it's the bloodstream versus everything else. So with an ex, and we went to his friend's house, and his friend is like a heavy smoker. Like this man be getting a hold of like THC shots and like things I've never even heard of or knew was like possible or existed. I thought there was one way to do it. You smoked it and maybe ate a brownie. Like that's it.
He
Not
said it, maybe ate a
shots.
brownie.
Like so we're sitting there at his house. And I should have known because, like, prior weeks, like, my ex, he tried it, and it was a little piece. And he told me, he was like, I didn't do it, but I saw him sit on the couch do it, and, like, he was like, I had to wiggle my toes to remind myself that, like, I'm on earth, like, I'm just on a drug. Right. So my dumb ass does it like 2 or 3 weeks later. And so I do half of a brownie. And I'm like, I'm cool, and I didn't realize it takes longer to get in, like, you know, for you to get high. So I'm just sitting there. We're getting ready to go to the movies and see Bad Grandpa. So I'm sitting there, sitting. I'm like, I don't feel anything. Like, I don't feel anything at all. Give me the other half. So I had a whole brownie.
Wow.
So looking back at the time, we were we're all in the car together, and we were in the back seat, and like we took a picture together. My eyes, y'all, were like redder than this couch, one, and glossy. Two, I thought he was gonna miss the exit, and in my head, I yelled at him that we were missing the exit, but I never yelled at him, so I was stuck. I couldn't talk, like.
Oh my God.
So then we get to the movie theater, and we're standing like at the concession, and I'm like, so the concession stand's like right here, and I'm standing probably like a little further back from this wall, and I'm just staring, and then his girlfriend like says my name, and I go. Then somehow we ended up in the theater watching Bad Grandpa. I'm watching it and it's funny, but I can't laugh. Like I'm like, like stuck. So he's like touching me, like, are you okay? Like, in my head, I'm like, okay, thank God we're close to Stonecrest Hospital, because as soon as we leave here, I have to go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Like, because my heart and stuff, I thought I was
getting it out like.
Yeah, I thought I was getting ready to die. Like, my heart was going so fast.
We're gonna go to the hospital after we get out.
Literally. So then, like, I'm like, oh, he said wiggle your toes, and it reminds you that you're on drugs. So then I'm sitting in the theater like this.
It reminds you that you're on drugs.
And I'm like, y'all, this is what I'm saying. This is how you know I'm spiritual. I was like, God is real. God is real. God is real. God is real. God is real.
Watch Bad Grandpa.
At this point, I want God to save me. I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, God is real. God is real. God is real. God is. I think I just shit on myself. I literally thought I shit on myself, y'all. I was like, oh God, can anyone smell it? Like,
Oh my God.
So I'm like, so then in my head I'm thinking, oh my God, so when I stand up, like, I'm gonna have shit or piss on me. Like, oh my God, like, he's gonna leave me. Like, this is so embarrassing with his friends or with all these people, because it just came out. So it's a full theater. I'm like, oh my God, I just shit on myself.
In her head, she should did, but you didn't.
No, I didn't. No.
But how would that?
I did not. I don't know. Like, I guess. I think I just thought, like, I lost all body function because I couldn't laugh. Like, I couldn't move. Like, I was stuck. My heart was racing.
Oh my God.
You done created this entire situation
in your head.
So I don't know if I got an underlying fear, like shitting on myself in front of people, but it was brought to light, I guess, that day. I don't know. It was wild. Are you really crying?
Yeah, because I'm really trying to, like.
So then, like, everything's fine, y'all. Didn't shit or piss on myself. So we get up, go out the theater. Then I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to fall down these steps. Because I have heels on. But then we're at the very top. So we get out, whatever. Everything's cool, whatever. I don't even remember getting home, whatever. But then I had to work at the time I was working weekends. So, like, that was Saturday night. And then I had to go to work Sunday. Y'all, I was high for 3 days after that. And, like, and when I went to work the next day, like, people would come in and I'm, like, telling them about homes and things like that. And then, like, they would ask me a question, but it was delayed. And I was like, wait, did I answer them? Did I say that back?
God.
Like, I didn't. So I was literally for, like, 2 days after, like, questioning myself. I'm like, did I respond? Like, it was the worst thing ever. But if it would have just stopped at the shitting on myself, I probably would have never did an edible again. Yeah. So that's my edible story. Kids don't ever do edibles. Ever. So.
Well, you know, Ricardo has he was like, we're going to have an edible cake and a regular cake.
Don't play with me.
And he said he was going to give the edible cake to some of the family members. So they'd be more relaxed.
Well, just make sure I make it wherever I'm going.
I told him we're not having an edible cake.
First off, I'm just going to see what cake y'all giving to the old people.
Right. And I'm not going to eat that.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, I told him, I was like, we're not doing an edible cake.
I heard you got to do, like, really tiny bites. Like.
No.
Like.
Literally.
Like crumbs.
Another story.
Yeah, they said you're not supposed to, like, you're supposed to, like, your little edible should last you.
For a while.
For a while.
No, because we went to Cali like 2 years ago now? A year ago? I don't remember. But like I already knew in Cali.
Before I went. So right before I went.
When was that?
I went in 2018.
Dang, has it been that long? Oh yeah, because it was for a wet. Yeah, you're right.
And yeah, y'all went like a year maybe a couple months before I did.
Yeah. So we're in Cali, and so that horror story has already happened to me. So I'm like, okay, well I know their stuff's probably stronger here. So like I'm not gonna take a lot. Da, 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 da.
Side note,
What?
California has really, really good weed.
I don't care.
It
Never
has-
gonna try it.
It has really, really
Yeah.
good weed.
Did you try it?
No, I didn't smell. I did an edible.
Bitch ate
So
an edible.
yeah, we went to their dispensaries, but I did literally like a corner like this big, like.
And you was still fucked up?
So we're in the car, everything's cool, like da 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 da. I told him, I was like, I don't feel it. Forgetting this is every 2 years, like
Oh
gyros.
my god.
Don't feel it. He's like, we'll take another little piece. I'm like,
No.
okay. Took another like really, really little piece.
You should have known.
No, but I forgot
idea.
because at that point it's been like, let's see, it's been like 4.5 years since the edible situation. Which how do you forget that you
And
thought
then
you
you
shit on
probably
yourself? I don't
thinking
know.
like, you know, in your head you tell yourself like, well, maybe
Well, I
that was a
just wanna eat
bad
the whole
batch.
thing.
Yeah,
I want to eat
and
the
that
whole
was my
thing.
thought because I was like,
Yeah.
well, his friend smokes a lot, was doing like THC
Yeah.
shots, like his shit was probably different. Like, and that's why
Yeah.
I always, and that's I end up doing stupid shit
Yeah,
again.
because you
Yeah.
just kind of like.
So like I did a very like another little piece. So like literally I probably had like a whole corner like that big. So we're in the car and then we go to their museum. Was it Broad? I think the Broad. Yeah, the Broad in Cali. And like so we're walking around having a great time and I don't feel anything. Like I feel cool. I'm like, oh cool. Like I just felt happy. So I was like, well if this is what it is, like okay maybe I can do like a little corner of an edible. Y'all, we were in like the section of the museum where they're talking about slavery.
Sorry.
No, that's the worst part. Out of all the places for me to be. So like he's like looking at some like exhibit over here and I like to like read up on it to see like, okay, well what the fuck is this? So like I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna read this paragraph to see like what is going on
She
here.
couldn't read it.
Oh no, I could. So I walk over and like I'm sitting there, I'm reading, happy, like da da da. So the paragraph's like this big. I get right here, my whole body just, it's like a curtain just went down. I was like, oh shit. My heart's like,
It's like she got. Oh shit! Here it is.
I've been fooled. I was like, so they were walking around. I'm trying to hide that like I'm high as shit from him. So at this point, like we're almost done. Like we're going through, and I have my shades on now in the museum. I don't know how he didn't know. I guess he was just fucking high too. I don't know. So like we're standing there, whatever. We walk out, and then we go to like the little pier, and we're like at a restaurant eating. I don't know if he noticed that I got weird or like got super quiet or whatever, but we ordered our food, sat down at the table. He's sitting across from me, and I have my shades on still. And he's like, are you high? And I was like, He's like, move your glasses. I was like, mm-mm. And I start busting out like cheesing. Like I'm like, no, no. So he's like, move your glasses. And I'm like, okay. And so I did that. Y'all, my eyes were red as this couch.
Again.
Glossy. Like, so then we go to the pier and stuff. And then we're like looking at the waves and everything. And I'm just like stuck. Like, I'm like, so that was my experience again.
Yeah,
Not with these
I will never be
edibles.
doing that.
Don't ever like. I don't even care if you take a corner. It's still like it just takes so long to hit that it's like when it does, it's a shock. Literally, like when that curtain came down, I was like, kill me now. Like I'm not gonna survive this. It was so.
I have a
bad.
family member who, that's her like second business. Like she has a business. She works full time, but that's her business.
Yeah.
Is the creation of edibles,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a very profitable business.
Oh,
she
for
said.
sure.
But she
I
told me,
believe
she
it.
was like, yeah, be careful with the edibles. They'll have your
Yeah.
ass in outer space.
Yeah, no. I'm okay.
No, they really do. Like,
I'm okay.
That's one thing I've never tried.
don't.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't ever want to, because I think I do.
Yeah.
But I would have to be somewhere where, like,
Be at home.
I know I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not about to do any, like, you know, like.
Yeah. Cause being out and doing it, it's like you feel like everything's gonna attack you. You gonna feel like.
And see, that's one feeling.
See, I just can't. Like I'm
I
just
think
like.
too much, and so
Yeah.
I think smoking for me, because I have such like so active, even like sober completely. Like smoking is the thoughts, the popping and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's-
But it's like I just can't explain the edible. Like it's literally just like
she said
A curtain dropped.
came over.
no, literally I'm reading a paragraph about slavery, and it's like
I think the thing for me though is like for me it's the differences of them.
Mhm.
So like if you go to somebody here, you're not in California, like when you go to the dispensaries you can pick the type of weed that you want.
right,
It's literally like a grocery store.
yeah,
You can pick the type of weed you want. There's the hybrid, the sativa,
And
the
they have
indica,
different effects.
and they
Yes.
can educate you on
and they
it.
can educate
Yeah.
you on whatever you're smoking. when you get something from somebody here, you don't necessarily know what that is or what type of effects that it'll give you. So for me, if I ever smoked again, it would be the indica weed, because you literally go to bed. Like, it makes you sleepy.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally, so when I smoke that, my mind, my thoughts don't roam.
So
I get
sativa
really-
is when it's like,
Yes.
see, I didn't know that.
The daytime smoking, like, you're not finna go, you finna go out, you finna go do something.
You got
You
stuff
know,
to do.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just when you're supposed to smoke
So
that.
it picks your
Yes.
mind up.
Yes.
Picks you up.
The indica, on the other hand, like, literally, I'm like a sloth. But I would rather smoke that because
I'm sorry, your
I'm
nails when you
home.
said sloth. Because
It's like,
I just watched a video.
you
of a
did, and I
sloth.
watched it, and he was that, and then they moved. Yeah, it was weird, but
That was cute.
It
with your
was.
nails when you said sloth.
yeah, that's like a sloth.
Sorry.
And it makes me, it's like a sedative.
Yeah.
Like, I literally be like, damn, I'm finna go
I'd
to
be
bed.
interested in learning about the different types because I don't know about them, and it just seems like there's so many.
It's really,
So much
if we
to-
ever went to California, even if you didn't buy any or smoke any, it's an experience to go to a dispensary.
It is.
And
It's
like,
cool.
they have
yeah.
brownies, and they have everything.
Yeah, everything.
And like, it's a wall, and you're like, you can smell the different types, and like they tell you the
different colors.
seeds
like,
and the
it's
colors,
wild,
and
yeah.
it's actually super like
It's just
interesting.
cool. Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
To
educate
figure it
them.
out. But
That's
if,
why I said I want to learn. I
Well,
wanna
you
go
know,
to see
eventually
one.
we're gonna be able to have dispensaries here. So if y'all trying to come
Oh,
up with
really?
a business plan,
oh, no, I'm in there.
Right, my mom Bennett said she was like,
I
"This
mean,
be the
yeah.
first business dispensary
shit, we
in
should
Tennessee."
all put. You know what? We gonna keep our business.
Yeah, we're
conversations
gonna
off
keep
the
issues
pod.
out here.
So, Bear with me while I bear all dispensary coming soon.
Not
Coming to a city near you.
Oh, that's
But-
funny.
Oh shoot.
I don't know. That's all my stories. So
Yeah, I'll just stick to alcohol, cause I won't be.
I know
smoking
it's
anything
alcohol
for a
so
while.
bad for you, but I just feel like I can handle it. compared
Yeah,
to-
I can control that, cause I can
Yeah.
control how much I drink. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm drinking. Like, tequila's tequila.
But that's
Vodka
such
is
a that's
vodka.
such an important that's like not important, but that's such an argument. Like, cause when I'll be like, why do you smoke? I don't understand why do you smoke. I get asked the question, well, why do
Why
you
you
drink?
drink?
Because
Me
drinking
too.
is worse than smoking, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
But when y'all roll it up in these blacks,
but I
your little
can
lungs.
I just feel like I handle drinking better.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, we did not handle drinking
Back in
gracefully.
the day, I don't
But
think we hit. It was definitely not graceful.
we'll say that for another day. But I used to not have a middle ground. I was either sober or blackout. Like, so it can be dangerous.
I know
Yeah,
when I'm.
yeah.
I can gauge my blackout drunkenness.
That's like after one drink for you, Tiffany.
Well, no. Ever since I
One
lost
Long
weight,
Island?
no. Ever since I
No.
lost weight, I can't drink like I used to.
Really?
Like when I was 250, I could drink like tequila, Patron, like no chaser, no
Yeah.
nothing. I could down it just
Yeah.
because of my BMI.
Mhm.
Like I can drink and drink and drink, and I could go home,
Yeah.
like all the way to Murfreesboro from Nashville home. Now I can't. Like ever since I lost those 50 pounds, like after a couple,
You feel it.
I'm like drunk.
Girl, mine's after one.
I'm like super drunk. Like I have no idea.
My wine tolerance
What
is
it
higher,
is.
but my mixed drinks or shots. is
Yeah,
super
so
low.
I've like completely stopped drinking tequila. Like that used to be my only drink. I didn't drink
Yeah.
brown. I didn't drink anything. If I went anywhere, I drank tequila. And
We'll have to have alcohol.
now it's like I'm just gonna drink brown because I know Crown. Like I can gauge myself
no.
on Crown or
Crown's
Jack
my go-to.
because I can sip on that and be
Mhm.
fine.
Jack
Jack and
feel
Coke was
hurts
lime.
my
And
chest.
you know, I'm on
That hurts my
shots.
chest.
I'm talking about shots.
I don't know. I'm a mixed drinker. I'm not I don't really take shots no more.
Man, we used to
Now
be
my
on those
birthday. Excuse me for how I'll probably act,
She said, "Excuse
but
me."
I'll be going in my room after that, so
That's
I
true.
don't really care. But
Hey, it's
I
your
will
birthday.
be pretty drunk. I'm gauging that.
It's your day. Just
Yeah.
know, you're turning 26, 7, 6?
I'm not counting.
26.
I'm not counting anymore after that.
But
You just gotta know that's the age you get and you stay. Like the age I got and stayed was 27. I got
That's the age
there
you get
and I
and you
stayed.
stayed.
And so every year it's on repeat.
I'm 27.
I'm
27.
excited.
27.
I like being 28.
So, yeah, I mean, if you look at it like that, you're like, damn, I made it another year. I'm here because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but I said that to let you know, as you get older, your hangovers
It
get
sucks.
longer.
Yeah.
Mine's like 3
Man.
days now.
3 days.
Like 2.5, 3 days.
Where do we do? Where I feel like I got hit by a fucking bus the next day.
Like ran over with that motherfucker too.
What was it?
Was it Ainsworth brunch?
Did we do something?
Yes. No, every time after Ainsworth, I literally go home and go to sleep.
I did too.
Was
Like,
it
that's
the?
it.
Was it the?
It was last summer.
Dang,
it
we
was
didn't even
last
bust
summer.
up in our mimosas. I had mimosas here.
Yeah, it was last summer. Was it the night we went out for
When did we go out?
it was our
It was
birthday.
y'all's birthday weekend. No,
Was that the
weekend.
waffle?
No, that
No.
was a different time.
That was birthday. Or
But
was
we
it the
went
night
out that
I smoked
night.
and threw up?
Yes.
That was like June. That was a month before.
See,
That
y'all
was the
went together.
weekend, right? Was that
Yeah, we was at
Yeah.
the weekend.
But the next day, after drinking that, I literally felt like I had been hit by a bus, and that's when I was like, "Dang!" my
But that was the
heart.
first time you had been out since baby.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the first.
Yeah, maybe that's why I
we
felt
were
like-
struggling.
But like we didn't. I think that was the last time we all went out at night too.
No, it definitely.
No, that was the
We
time.
great-
The
we
next
dating
day,
now.
we decided we were like, okay,
We're
it's
not-
brunch
yeah, we
for
gonna
us.
date
Yes,
We want to be in
because
bed by
the
9.
next day
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I was like,
We've only
damn, I
brunch
feel like
since
I've been
then.
hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
I think for us, like, the nights is like once a year.
Yeah.
Well, not right now due to COVID, but normally
We're-
once a
we're-
year, everything else we're
We
brunching.
turned into the brunch crew.
But somehow we ended up on drinking and brunch. So, guys, thank you for joining us for Because I Got High, and we'll see y'all next episode.
We out.
See ya.